Hello 5th graders, today's topics are going to be on algebra, multiplying fractions, dividing fractions, and building numbers. We're going to start off with algebra, and as you can see here, I just put variables for the missing number because that's basically what this worksheet is on for algebra. So as we're going to start off with number 6, it gives us x minus 237 equals 262. Now, we need to find the missing number, which is x, so we're going to need it by itself, and we're going to add 237 to both sides. And we're going to add 237 plus 237. And as we can see here, the 237 minus 237 gives us 0, so it's going to cancel out. And we're just going to be left with an x. So now for the right side, we need to add 262 plus 237. We're going to start off with the ones place. We get 7 plus 2, which gives us 9. 6 plus 3, which is 9. And 2 plus 2, which is 4. So our x, or our missing number for number 6, will be 499. I'm sorry, that 1 9 looks like a 499, and that'll be our final answer for number 6. As for number 7, we get 133 minus 118, and the only thing that we're missing is our difference, so all we're just gonna do is regularly subtract. So 133 minus 118. And as we could see here, the 3 is less than the 8, so we're gonna borrow from the 10th place. So this 3 is gonna become a 2, and this 3 is gonna become a 13, because we're adding a 10 to the 3. So now we get 13 minus 8, which gives us 5. And then we do 2 minus 1, which is 1, and 1 minus 1 equals 0. So it's gonna be just 15. So our difference will be 15. To check your answer for number 6, you can actually subtract 237 from 499, and you should get 262. As for number 7, you can add 15 to 118, and you should get 133 for your answer. Now we're going to be multiplying fractions. Multiplying fractions are actually fairly easy because unlike adding fractions, you don't need to change the denominators. All you have to do is multiply across, but the number one thing that you have to make sure before you multiply across is that all the fractions are simplified. So that's what we're going to make sure for number 2. We get 9/15 times 5 over 14. Now, though 5 over 14 may be simplified, 9 over 15 is not, because 3 can go into both 3 and 15. So the 9 will turn into a 3, and the 15 will turn into a 5. Oops, I said it out loud on accident. So our new equation is going to be 3 over 5 times 5 over 14. Once again though, before we multiply across, we're going to double check with cross factoring, I guess. So we know that 3 and 14 do not have any similar factors, so that's already simplified, and we don't need to bother it anymore. However, we see that 5 and 5 are the same, so we're going to cross these 5's out, and they're going to turn into 1's. And now we can multiply across. So it's going to be 3 times 1, which is 3, and now 14 times 1, which is 14. So our final answer for number 2 will be 3 over 14. So when you're multiplying fractions, don't worry about the denominators, just worry about simplifying before you multiply. Now we're going to be dividing decimals. This is actually quite similar to the algebra portion because we're using variables. Number 1, it wants us to find x divided by 4 equals 0.1. Division is the same thing. Saying x divided by 4 is the same thing as x over 4. So when you're dividing, fractions are basically the same thing. Anyway, it's x divided by 4 equals 0.1. Now, we want the x to be by itself, so we're going to multiply the left side by 4. And the 4's cancel out, and we're just left with the 4x. However, if we multiply on the left side, then we must also multiply on the right side. So we're going to multiply 0.1 by 4. So while on the left side, we're left with just x, on the right side, we're left with 0.4. And you could check your answer. 0.1 times 4, which gives us, oops, that looks like a y, times 4, which gives us 0.4. And our final answer will be 0.4 for number 1. As for number 5, I'll show you a different version or a different way that you can solve these types of questions on the worksheet. You get 1.2 divided by x. This could actually be considered the longer way because it kind of is. We see that 1.2 divided by x equals 0.6. We're going to change it into fraction form, so it'll be 1.2 divided by x equals 0.6. However, 0.6, we're going to write it in fraction form, so it'll be 6 over 10. However, in order to make this much more easier to solve for, we're going to simplify 6 over 10 much more because 2 can go into both of them. So we're going to leave the left side the same, 1.2 over x. However, our right side turns into 3 over 5. Now we're going to cross multiply. So we get 3 times x, which is 3x. 1.2 times 5, which gives us 6.0. Now we're going to divide by 3 on both sides because we want the x alone. So we get x equals, and we should get 2.0. And that should be our final answer for number 5. Next is building numbers. Building numbers is very easy because you're just adding all these given values to get what they equal to. However, you must make sure that all the place values are lined up. As like number 3, it could be quite deceptive because it goes from 1000 to 30 and it's missing the hundredths place. So make sure that all the numbers are lined up as I am doing here. You can add the decimal point for the other numbers if you wish. It's not necessary, but you can. And then we start adding. 6 plus 0 is just 6, and then we're going to bring down the decimal point. 9 plus 0 is 9. 3 plus 0 is 3. And then we bring down the 0 and we bring down the 1. So our final answer will be 1039.6. Next is going to be number 6, which doesn't leave anything out. It's going to be 80,000 plus 7,000. Once again, all my numbers are matching up. Plus 600 plus 20 plus 7. And we're going to add them all up. 7 plus 0 is 7. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 6 is 6, 0 plus 7 is 7, and 8, just bring it down. So our answer will be 87,627. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this video helped you guys a bit.